Hi friends, Simon here from InformedTrades.com. In today's video, I want to do a little review of Silver Saver, a service I use to buy gold and silver, precious metals, and store them in a vault. I use a number of these services. I've done reviews of Bullion Vault and Hard Assets Alliance. Those are two other ones that I use. I like to diversify in case something goes wrong. I trust, or I've done a fair amount of research on these services, and I trust what I see. But in today's environment, especially if you're investing in gold and silver, I think it's good to be extra cautious and diversify. I only store a little bit in Silver Saver. I definitely like the other services more. I think I can get better prices through them, but I find Silver Saver to be pretty useful at storing just a small amount. This service is, or a small amount and accumulating it on a monthly basis. So I'm basically buying a small amount of silver every month through them. This service is only available to Americans, so that's definitely something that I want to note. If you're not in the United States, apologies, I guess this isn't very relevant to you. I think the main thing I like about this service is that I find it to be pretty easy to use. So that's about it. Let's take a little tour around the service, see what it has to offer and what it's like. Let's get started. Okay, basically on the screen right now, what you see is what you get when you log in, sort of your account management page. Basically, you have three accounts. You have a cash account, which stores your cash with the company, sort of like a similar to a bank account, the cash you have available to spend at Silver Saver. You have your silver account, which holds all your silver, and you have your gold grains account, which holds all your gold. And this is sort of the fact that you use the term gold grains gets into what I really like about Silver Saver. You can buy in really small increments. I'm personally only buying $25 a month. Other services, like Hard Assets Alliance, Bullion Vault, they don't allow that. Now, you're buying at a higher premium, meaning the markup you pay for buying at such a smaller amount is higher than if you were to buy at $100, $1,000, $5,000, etc. So that's why I only do a little bit, and really personally, I only store a little bit of silver. It's sort of like, just some extra savings. $25 a month is, I don't have to think too much about that, fortunately for me. So that's just what I do. I put it in silver. It's a little bit risky or more volatile. Larger holdings I have in the other companies, in my own physical possession, at Bullion Vault, Hard Assets Alliance, etc. But here, when you log in, you have your three accounts. You can set up other accounts too if you want to subdivide it differently. You can get buy on a schedule, and that's sort of what I do, where I have it set up to my bank account. It's automatically depositing or pulling from my checking account. You can see it here. It automatically pulls $25 each month, and every month it buys it. You can see the amount, $25 frequency. So that's sort of what I'm doing. I'm not, with this, I'm not getting the best price. It sort of just happens. Beginning of every month, it takes $25 out, and whatever the price is the next day, it buys it at that price. So that's sort of the basic thing. You can go in and you can check it out. Like I mentioned, you can add a bank account. This is pretty straightforward. You enter your banking information. You can add multiple bank accounts, and it just deposits, or excuse me, it pulls the money out every time. And if you want to withdraw, I haven't tried withdrawing it. I haven't tried selling, so I definitely should note that. There aren't any fees associated with selling and taking the cash to the bank, but you can deposit it to the same bank account that you're using to withdraw from. The purchase page, here's what it looks like. I don't use this because I'm doing the automatic purchase page, but here's basically what you say. Or actually, I set this up. You can schedule purchases, and I did initially set this up, where so I'm putting, all right, every month I want to buy $25. Have it. If you add multiple bank accounts, you can say from which one. Deposit into which metal account. You can set up multiple metal accounts, and you can have the process run as frequently or as infrequently as you like. For me, $25 a month. That's sort of where I'm at with Silver Saver. Storage. Okay, there is a small storage fee in terms of pricing of 0.05% per month. All of their pricing is in gold and silver. So whenever they charge you something, they take it from the existing metal that you have. The metal is held at First State Depository Company in Delaware. So some other companies offer the ability to store in different vaults around the world. That's one of the things I like. This doesn't offer that. So it's only available to Americans, and it stores, you have limited storage options. But as we sort of discussed, you can buy in really small increments. You can buy just $20 a month. You can even do that with gold too. So we didn't discuss that. I'm not using the gold feature, but you can buy gold grains. So it's even a fraction of an ounce. The smallest I've seen. Bullion Vault allows you to buy in increments of a gram. This goes even smaller than that into grains. So you can buy 0.00001 of a gram. Now you're not going to be able to take delivery of that, and that's where the ownership of it gets a little nebulous. But you definitely can do that. So I think, personally, with a lot of that stuff, if you're not planning on ultimately buying at least an ounce worth, you may be better off with futures or CFDs or one of the forex brokers, what they have, because otherwise you're not going to be able to take a delivery if it's at least not a tenth of an ounce or an ounce. Okay, so there's a storage fee calculator, 0.05%. That's a pretty small storage fee, or a pretty reasonable, I think. Pricing and rates. This rate column here refers to the premium, and this refers to a lifetime purchase amount. So if you, like in my case, I'm depositing $25 a month. After 6 months, I'm at $150. Now my rate starts to decline, and I get a 6.49% premium. And you can see all the way down here. So if you can get to a point of $1 million, you'll be paying 2% premium, which is pretty good. 7.5% starting out, that's a pretty high premium. So that's one of the things that I think you can get better premiums elsewhere. One of the things I didn't like about Silver Saver, but again, it's all part of the trade-off. With the small increment, that's to me the big upside, and sort of the downside is a little bit higher premium. Cash accounts. So we talked about this, or we saw the pages inside my account where you're actually depositing account. When you sell, like we saw, you can have your money go into your cash account with Silver Saver, and you can withdraw at any time. Withdrawals, like it says here, takes up to 3 days. I should note, like I mentioned before, I haven't withdrawn. I haven't tried selling. I haven't tried withdrawing. I've just been accumulating. I've had this account for 3 years now, and I've just been accumulating each month. Is the money in the cash account insured? They say it is. Personally, especially in light of what we've seen elsewhere in the financial markets, I take this with a little grain of salt. I'm not sure or my impression is that all the client funds are held together, and that single account is insured up to $250,000. Now, if their total clients have deposited, $1 million worth, well, then 3/4 of that money isn't insured. That's my understanding. I haven't contacted them to clarify, but that's often the way it works. I don't think there's individual insurance for each individual account. So that's something to consider, but that's one of the reasons why I like diversification, because anytime you're dealing with an intermediary in today's market, something could go wrong. So they do offer some insurance, but I personally would take that with a grain of salt. And the cutoff, you can schedule a time. The cutoff is 9 p.m. Central. If you put an order in, it'll go in for the following day. If you put it in after, it'll take more than 24 hours to get it in. So if you put it at 11 p.m. Central, it would take it wouldn't happen the next day. It would happen the day after. Taking delivery. You can take delivery, and again, the delivery costs aren't precisely identified, because it's going to depend upon the premium for packing and shipping and insurance. It's deducted in gold and silver. I haven't tried taking delivery, so I don't know exactly what the costs are like. They seem to suggest they're not telling you exactly what the cost is, so that's a little bit of a cause for concern. But I understand, because I do understand these elements are actually variable. It ships out in 2 to 5 business days. Personally, with Silver Saver, I'm not using it to take delivery. There are other sites, Golden Eagle Coins, APMEX.com. When I'm interested in buying delivery, I'll just buy through them, and I think I can get better prices that way also. But this service does offer delivery, so in time, maybe, depending on how things go or whatever happens in the world's financial markets, maybe I will end up taking delivery, so at least have that option, which I appreciate. And it's shipped out 2 to 5 business days. Remember, again, this is, of course, for U.S. residents only. And that's about it for the review of Silver Saver. Any questions you have, anything you want to add, join us at informedtrades.com. We have a link to the website, a link to the review, link to Silver Saver below this video, and a link to the website, our website, also below this video as well. Best of luck in your trading and investing, and we'll see you next time. Take care.